Hey everyone, and welcome to 2021, and also welcome to the NintendoFuse Podcast. This is episode 217, entitled Predictions for 2021. We're going to go there tonight. We're going to try our best and see what we can predict for the coming year. And we'll also have a little fun going over our last year's predictions and see how bad we did. If you guys are new to the podcast, just know that this is all about Nintendo. We're a bunch of Nintendo fans, and we just love talking about Nintendo with you guys. It's an interactive podcast, so if you're tuning in live in the on YouTube right now, you can join us all in the chat. Love to just hear what you guys have to say about any of the things that we talk about, the news stories, but also your predictions as well. As far as introductions, my name is Steve, and I am, of course, not just here by myself. I'm also joined by Barry. Hey, Barry, Happy New Year.
Hey, Steve, Happy New Year, and Happy New Year to all of our listeners.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're also joined by Greg. Hey, Greg, how's your New Year going so far?
So far, so good. Just wish it was still a little bit better than. It almost feels like last year when things were normal, but not quite there yet.
Things were normal, yes. Back in the 2020, early 2020, when things were normal.
Yeah,
As Jakester has pointed out so awesomely in the chat already, that yes, we coordinated tonight, not on purpose at all. If you're watching the video version, you realize that we all wear Zelda shirts today. It's just because sometimes we just think alike, and I guess we're all doing that this morning. So, hey, you know what? Today's the day for a Zelda shirt. Again, if you are joining us live, we'd love to hear what your thoughts are on anything that we talk about tonight. And if you are watching after the fact or listening after the fact, be sure to throw a comment down in the comment section here on YouTube, or you can leave us a message, shoot us a message on social media, or join our Discord. We'd love to just keep that conversation rolling in there. Again, we did take off the last couple of weeks for kind of a holiday break and everything, so we're going to play a little catch up tonight, but also focus a lot on our predictions as well. Before we jump into any of the news, any predictions, all that stuff, let's talk about what we've been playing as usual. And we have a few weeks to catch up on, so I know we've got more games probably than we've been playing on a usual week-to-week basis. What have you been playing, Barry?
Oh, you're starting me, huh?
I
figured you would go to the beast, Greg, first. Yes, I'm not the leader this week, but just fine. Or this cast, I should say. I can't even say week. It's been a while. Animal Crossing. I spent balloons. There was the new recipes from the holiday event, Toy Day. There was new recipes from the snowmen. There was just a lot of events and new recipes to get, and I managed to get them all and build that perfect snowman every day. Oh, I hate that.
You finally got one? I still haven't gotten one.
Oh yeah,
Of course, I haven't tried every day either, though. So.
Yeah, I did the 20 of them. I got all the recipes, enough large snowflakes, but infuriating. But it was kind of a daily thing, keeping up. I played a little Smash Brothers, Smash Brothers Ultimate. A new character came out, so I played that and did the challenge. New spirits, collected all the spirits, and then on top of that, I think it's still going on right now. Or it just ended. The Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity has a spirit event with 3 new spirits. I'm not sure when that ends, so it could have either ended or is about to end. But I went ahead and got those 3 new spirits. I was really, I'm looking forward. Next month is Ys 9, so I'm really in the mood. But I wanted to start and just play another game in anticipation, so I did Ys Origin. Fantastic, quick. It's it's under 10 hours. Zelda, just like the Ys games, RPG. A lot of fun. I love the graphics. It reminds me of the old PS1 style, like pseudo 3D but still sprite graphics. Just a blast. And then on the PS4, I decided to, I was thinking about doing it, and especially after the Game Awards, I decided to do Ghost of Tsushima. And boy, is that game awesome. I didn't really know what to truly expect, but it is a fun open world game. I didn't 100% it. I did everything on the maps. Like I did 100% the maps. I wasn't going to. I just had so much fun doing them, like all the different stuff, all the different activities. I didn't find like all the records and stuff like that, but I did complete the story, and I absolutely do recommend that game. And last year I did a lot of marathons. That was one of my things. I was like, there were 2 marathons though I didn't fit in. I did last year. I did like Cold Steel. I did the Uncharted games. I did the Life is Strange games. I did some Mario marathons and like stuff like Cat Quest. This year, 2 of the series that I did want to do. One was Yakuza, so I'm still as daunting at that task. That's going to be a big one. But the other one was Devil May Cry. And I didn't get to fit it in, so I'm like, you know what? I've got January. I don't really have any new games coming out January that I'm excited for. So I figured I'd start it. And I did the first 3 games, and I just started the 4th one. And they're fun, but they haven't exactly aged the most gracious with those wonderful pre-rendered backgrounds and static cameras and the semi-tank kind of controls in the first one where I'm used to like the fluidness of like Bayonetta and just being able to roll and dodge and do witch time. And you could do some of that by holding R1 and then pushing the jump button and to the left and right. It's really weird. Devil May Cry 2 and 3 actually kind of rectified that, and now Devil May Cry 4 seems to go backwards, and it goes back to the Devil May Cry 1 formula, which is kind of weird for me. But overall, I mean, the stories are nonsense. I'll tell you that. Like, you play it for the action, do not play it for the story. Difficult, and I am playing it on the easiest settings, but it can be difficult. But I'm enjoying it, and I do plan to finish the series. I actually found out there's an anime, so I just ordered the anime, because when I do a marathon, I like to absorb myself in all of it. Like Life is Strange, I got the comic books, and I read the comics as well. Like, I just really like to marathon everything I can about it. The PS5, I played a little Sackboy, which was the other launch title I did pick up. Very much reminds me of Yoshi Crafted World. Just the level structure and the kind of fun, family-friendly, whimsical. A very, very good game. Not like Mario quality, but definitely better than a lot of other platformers out there. But I haven't finished that one yet. Then on the PC, I'm still doing Final Fantasy 14. There was a big update while we were gone. Big update. So added a ton of new stuff, new raid, new story, lots of new content. And so I've been spending a lot of time in that game, not only doing that content, but also talking with the wonderful people that I play with. And then on mobile, Dragalia has been having some great content come out and some wonderful events and a lot of, less stamina used for a lot of dungeons. So I've been spamming dungeons, leaving it on overnight. And then they just announced a Persona 5 Strikers combo or collaboration. So, I just did Persona 5 last year and loved it. And now I'm like, all right, this is great because now I know these characters. I know what to expect. And I'm really looking forward to that. And then I'm still playing Mario Kart Tour. Getting my butt kicked, actually. A lot of great players are competing with me, and the tournament ends tonight, and I am not in the place I want to be. So I do have to do some work after this, but I'm still having fun with that game. It's just a lot of fun.
Nice. Jakester, he says that Dave would be proud of you for doing Yakuza, Barry.
Yes, I know he wants me to. I plan to this year. I don't know if that's going to be one that I do like back to back. Like Devil May Cry, I'm doing back to back. They're 10-hour games, so it's not that terrible. But like Yakuza's are 50, 60, and I did it with like the Cold Steel because the story they continued on. I might do that. I might take breaks. I don't know. February is going to be a really big month, though.
Yeah.
So
do the Yakuza games carry on? Is there a common storyline, or is it just a separate
I think
thing?
so.
Okay.
I think there is a common storyline. So is literally 8 games to play through.
It's a lot.
Or maybe 9 with Judgment. So it's like, oh my God. So that's what I mean. It's like that's a daunting task, and I might break it up. I don't know. It depends on how the rest of the year goes. I will tell you this: February is packed. Like February, I'm not having like any breaks at all.
Nice. Yeah. Speaking of
speaking of Dave,
there he is. There. Nice. I'll say Jakester also said that he finished his first run of Trials of Mana and finished Act 1 of Dragon Quest XI and did the Smash and Tetris 99 and the usual FGO and Genshin Impact. So that's cool. Greg, what have you been up to over the last few weeks? All the
All right.
games you've been
I
playing.
This is to
You
be
stretch a little bit for this
but-
one. There we go.
Yeah, this will be probably the most anyone's ever heard me talk in like the longest period of time ever. All right. First things first. Animal Crossing. Been still playing that a lot. We did log in for Toy Day, and I still did. I did actually did the New Year's countdown, and just been doing the general winter items like collecting the recipes, as Barry said, and building snowmen. I guess he just has to get good on building snowmen because most of mine have been perfect so far. So not to brag or anything.
I'm done already. I did my 20. I'm good.
I think I only have like one or two left. I just haven't been playing it daily, so that's why. Because you'll see from the rest of the items on this list. See, I've also been playing. Probably the least amount of this game on this list is Super Mario 3D All Stars. Did a few more Shine Collection. That was a little bit right after like our last podcast around that time. Other than that, I haven't really touched that game in a while. Here's a brand new entry and my first time playing the game. I need to preface this part of my games played section is my daughter told her kindergarten class that her daddy was going to teach her all the Mario games over Christmas break. So
Nice.
you'll be hearing a lot of Mario and just about every single title that I list from here on out. Okay, so next one I've listed is Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle. She saw this one on there. She's seen like Rabbit cartoons on YouTube for kids and was like, hey, this looks like fun. This is a Mario game. So then we kicked it up and we started playing the first World 1 in there. So that was kind of fun. That was my first time even seeing the game, and it actually looks kind of fun, and I might actually continue that playthrough further on once I get a little bit more time or wrap up other games. That's very much reminded me of Codename Steam, which is just like a game you kind of like hide behind obstacles and shoot at enemies. And that game wasn't too bad. I didn't really like the characters in that one and kind of the off the wall stuff there. But I feel like from what I've seen of Mario and Rabbids, this looks a lot more fun and up my alley. All right, then we also have Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. We've kind of discovered the co-op online mode, and we've actually beaten a few people, but mostly got our butts kicked for the most part. We've been playing with a 2-on-2 team, so I've been actually playing Ultimate for an extended period of time, and not just a bit of that. She actually did get her Switch from Santa, so I didn't move over any of my save data, so I've been replaying the World of Light on hers to help her unlock all the characters. Spare time there. We also dipped into Yoshi's Crafted World a little bit more and got a few more gems on her profile. Luigi's Mansion 3, she was telling me she wanted me to get out of the pyramid level on floor 10, I think it was, because she was kind of scared of the traps and the ceiling that kind of falls down on you with the spikes on it, and you have like a few seconds to like complete like weighing all these different items on like a scale, and so like all their sand traps and stuff in there. For Christmas, she also got Super Mario Party. I've never played it before, and then we've been playing a ton of that. We've already unlocked all the characters and all the mini games and got like all 5 of the gems. So we've been doing a ton of mini games and different boards there. Also for Christmas, she got Mario Tennis Aces. So that's another game I barely touched and had a lot of fun kind of seeing different character specials. I think we only unlocked like one character there. Or no, you actually don't unlock characters there. It's only one arena you get, because I guess Aces, you just get the full roster off the bat, even all those limited characters they had over the launch period. Mm-hmm. And then now we can move on to another console. So now we're on to Wii U. So if it's chronologically backwards. So we went to a disc replay and actually picked up Mario Tennis Ultra Smash for Christmas, obviously. So we were kind of practicing Mario Tennis, what it was like on Wii U, and that was certainly an interesting experience, to say the least, because I know that game didn't review very well, and it actually turned out better than I thought. I mean, I know it's like a generic like one course kind of thing with different coats of paint on it, but it was actually kind of fun just having like the different smash moves. You can use like a Mega Mushroom to get super huge and like just overpower the enemies really quickly. So that was kind of fun there to play that for the first time. And we've also probably mentioned this one on the previous podcast, but we also did more Super Mario 3D World. We absolutely love that, and now we're very eagerly waiting for Bowser's Fury Edition on Switch, which I think she's saving up some of her Christmas and birthday money to try to get it pre-ordered soon. Now we go on to Wii. We're still continuing Mario Party 9. That's our favorite one here, so we still play some more maps and more mini games there, and it's still a fun time to head with her. Still more Mario Kart Wii. Still had fun playing around with the battle mode and stuff just between us and a few computers. Now we're on to Gamecube. She found a Mario Superstar Baseball. I didn't really show her that the first time on the GameCube just because I figured it was kind of more advanced for her, but she was actually kind of starting to learn the batting technique a bit faster than I thought. So we were playing around with the toy field and also like the challenge mode to start unlocking a few of the characters. I don't know what happened to my save data that I had previously when I had played it. Couldn't find it. And then we move on to mobile. Just was Fire Emblem Heroes still ongoing. I did play a ton of Mario Kart Tour over the break. I've just decided last day or two to kind of just retire it out, not having too much fun where I feel like it's worth continuing on, and I would just be stopping from this point forward. Just kind of unnecessary grind of trying to complete tours, and there's always players that seem like they always have all the better characters and rank a lot higher and a lot quicker. So sorry to say, I think might be my last time having Mario Kart Tour on the podcast.
Nice. Wow. That's a lot. You sure you shouldn't leave anything out?
I probably just like stuff that was like only a few seconds worth, like minutes of time, but
right.
These are all the countries.
Nice. Let's see. And Jakester also said he mentioned in the chat that he went back to Splatoon 2 as well. I need to go back to Splatoon 2 at some point. But yeah, what have I been playing? I've been playing, played some Animal Crossing, not nearly as much as you guys did. I kind of forgot about some of the things. I took part in like the New Year stuff and some of the winter activities and things like that, but I've definitely not been playing every day. It's kind of like maybe a once a week kind of check-in sort of thing now. It's kind of lost that appeal that I need to go back to all the time because I'm not collecting everything 100%, and so it's kind of just a check in and play it for a little bit and then I move on. But did get back to that. Played some Super Smash Brothers Ultimate as well. Not since the new character came out, which we'll talk about in just a little bit. Played before that, but then kind of haven't gotten around to playing that yet. So excited about eventually getting around and playing him. Of course, some Rocket League. That's been a lot of my time over the break. And played some more Jackbox. I think I mentioned this after our around the Thanksgiving time when I played the new one. I think it's Pack 7, I think is what it is. I'm not a huge fan of the new one. We spent more time in like 3, 4, and 5 era than we did the brand new one. Because I think mostly there's some good games in 7, but I think it's more for people that are playing in the same space. And so when I was playing online with friends and family over the holiday break, there's not too many games that you can really play well online and streaming and stuff like that. But then let's see, the other game other than Rocket League, the game that I spent the most time with over the break was Ori and the Will of the Wisps. I talked about this in our Game of the Year episode. Huge fan of that game, and the more I played it over break, the more and more I just really, really am enjoying it. It's a fantastic game, looks amazing, and still having a lot of fun with it. Still highly recommend it as well. All right, cool. So, as we mentioned already, we've been gone for the holiday break, and as some of you guys that are listening and watching maybe don't really celebrate the holidays as much. But one of the things that does happen during the holidays is we have a lot of sales and things go, on sale, and there's really good deals to get and things like that. So we thought we'd kind of just go over quickly maybe some of our holiday hauls, if you will, some gifts we got or things we picked up over the holiday season that we're really excited about. So Greg, how about you go first? Oh, you're muted.
It caught me off guard. Sorry, my
Sorry
daughter
about that.
she was like stepping in, and I always mute it, and then I forget that I actually unmuted. All right, so now it's on to show and tell, as we like to call it too.
Yeah.
All right. So first up in my hands is this little fun device that came out in November, the Game & Watch Super Mario Brothers edition. So it's that special anniversary edition that's a clock that also plays Mario 1 and Lost Levels. I did play around with it a little bit. It felt kind of awkward because I feel like it's kind of small. This is even smaller than I was thinking it was going to be. So I don't know. It was still pretty fun to get. So nice collector's piece to have around for display and maybe even play it a little bit from time to time. Next up, we'll go to some games really quick. I finally got my copy of Hyrule Warriors. So Age of Calamity, haven't even opened it yet. Also got Immortals Phoenix Rising. Again,
Nice.
Haven't opened it. Wish to play that also very soon. And then something that I'm definitely not going to go into, take every single thing out. I also got a number of these Lego sets that
Actually went for the Legos.
So there's the starter course, and I got the Yoshi thing. Number of other things so here's like Yoshi's house. So yeah, I have it all in the little pre-section, just organized in this box, just for safekeeping. I don't know where to put them, or I don't think we have the space to have it all out on display. But yeah, that's some of the main things I got for Christmas.
Cool. Barry, what'd you end up picking up or getting?
Yeah. So in terms of sales, I think covered a little bit in Black Friday. I just got some deals from like Square Enix at a sale and Bandai Namco at a sale. That was virtually it. I did not open up a single gift on Christmas, and that's fine because I talked about it before, but I have a picture, I guess, if you can see. The gift that my wife and I got ourselves, that is our 75-inch 8K TV,
Nice.
which we decided to upgrade with the sound bar for our living room to have for our entertainment center. And that beast, we figured at that point that was a gift for ourselves, a joint gift, and there would be no other gifts. I did get a Shadow of the Tomb Raider for Xbox One because she is going through Rise now, and I figured I'd get that as a gift for her, and she was like, you know what the heck, I'm not gonna get you anything. I'm like, don't worry about it. But it was one of those things where, to me, with kids, I feel it's more important and more special, and as adults, where we buy ourselves whatever we want, we don't necessarily have to wait exactly till Christmas. I feel like, and it's the adult in me, like, upgrade part of the house. Like, oh yeah, we got a new deck. Like, that's our Christmas present. We got a new stove. That's our Christmas present. I guess it's a sign of getting older.
Right. Yeah. I feel like that's how I was last year. But this year I ended up getting a lot. Not only did I end up getting several like gaming related gifts from family members, but also found some good deals afterwards. So one of the things that you guys can't see right now, I posted in our Discord, I got a new desk, and it's technically a gaming desk. I don't know what that really means, but it's officially a gaming desk. But it's really nice. I enjoy it. It's a little bigger than my old one. But then let's see. I got a ton of stuff. I'm gonna run through it real quick. Of course, got some eShop cards, so that's exciting. My wife got me these. This is pretty cool. They're like Nintendo NES coasters. So they're that's kind of cool. Just we'll probably like use them in my office and everything. So that's fun. I got both the Mario and Luigi mini ornaments. I think I had the Mario one. I got I showed up before, but I also got the Luigi one. Got the next in the cabinet ornament thing with Joust, so that's cool. Still missing Donkey Kong. If anybody wants to buy that for me for the $900 that it costs right now, that'd be awesome. And then ended up getting the Yoshi ornament, the Mario Kart Yoshi ornament as well. That was cool. I showed off this before, I think, the Zelda cartridge ornament. So tons of ornaments this year. Also ended up getting for an Xbox game, got Star Wars Squadrons, and then ended up also getting Spider-Man for PS4. So pretty excited to play both of those games soon. Another haul that I made myself, and I didn't realize these were coming out until I was walking through Target one day. And I'll just say, guys, I have a problem. I have a problem with Mario Kart Hot Wheels. Because now they have the ones with the gliders, and of course I had to get all of them as well. So yeah, I have Yoshi, Mario, Toad, and Bowser for all the Mario Kart Hot Wheels with the gliders. I have a friend, one of my best friends, sent me this. This is really cool. I have 6 of these. I'm not going to show them all off, but they're the patents they're like the Game Boy, the SNES controller, the SNES, the N64 controller, and the N64 itself, the Wii controller. Yeah, so they're all photoed and everything. But yeah, I'm gonna put those on my wall pretty soon. So that's pretty exciting. And this is a purchase that I found on sale that I'm really, really excited about. Guys, I finally have a Master Sword. So
Nice.
So that's really, really exciting. And yeah, I walked by, we went to the mall, which was crazy because I haven't been to a mall in like a year. But one of the stores was doing a sale, and I was on their swords, and I was like, "Hey, do you happen to have a Master Sword?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, I got one right here." I'm like, and that's on sale too. And so he's like, "Yeah, you want it?" I'm like, "I need to go talk to my wife, but I'll be back." and she's like, "You know what? You got some extra money for Christmas. Go have fun." It's like, yes, finally
Did you
got
get
my
the
sword.
shield too?
No, I didn't get the shield. I decided to just play it safe, just with the sword this time. But
Is that a two-handed sword then?
The bigger on sword.
Sure. No. But yeah, it's
Don't need a shield with a bigger sword.
They have a nicer one that they were sold out with, but this one I'm pretty happy with this one. I mean, it's a solid metal sword. Of course, it's not sharpened or anything like that, but the tip is pretty still pointy and could probably poke someone really bad. But yeah, I'm pretty excited about my sword now. I've been wanting one for a long time, so yeah. Let's see.
It's gotta be there when Steve starts asking for sharpening sticks.
That's right. Let's see. Dave said he picked up No More Heroes and Pac-Man Championship Edition 2. He held back a little bit this year. Jakester also got Minecraft Dungeons, Pikmin 3 Deluxe, Immortals Phoenix Rising, Lego Incredibles, and Nino Kuni. And let's see. It looks like that's what you guys got this year. So that's really cool. Yeah. Keep letting us know if there's anything you guys left out, things you picked up of the holiday season or got as gifts. Kind of show them off. Feel free to post pictures and stuff like that in our Discord as well. It's kind of just cool to enjoy each other's gifts and see what we got and what we picked up and everything. So let's move in to a little bit of news. And we do want to, tonight, the goal in this episode is to spend a good chunk of the time with predictions. So this is a lot of news. We're just going to say ahead of time, we're probably not going to spend nearly as much time on it as you would like us to. We got to keep it moving a little bit. So, but we do want to know your thoughts about it here live as well. So make sure you do respond if you got some thoughts around this. But we're gonna kind of hit this stuff, move through it pretty quick, a lot quicker than we normally do, just so we can keep it moving. But anyway, today we got some news about a little game that's coming out soon called Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. So that game's coming out in just a few, I'd say a few weeks. It's a couple months, but a few weeks from now. And
couple months. It's next
actually,
month.
Is it next month?
Yeah, it's next month.
Yeah, it's February.
It's like
It is February. For
a
some
month
reason,
from
I
today.
thought it was March, but I guess it is February. And we got a 2-minute trailer this morning that showed off a little bit of Bowser's Fury, not a lot. We basically found out that we have this gigantic Bowser, and of course, to combat a gigantic Bowser, you have to have Bowser Jr. on your side. And you have to become a gigantic cat Mario. So yeah, that's about all we really found out, right? I mean, not a whole lot more than that. But we also got word that there's going to be a new Nintendo Switch Special Edition that's going to be coming out really soon. I believe on February 12th as well. It's still the same price at $299, but includes kind of the red and Mario, or the red and blue Mario scheme. There's also a carrying case as well. And we found out that the Cat Mario and Cat Peach amiibo are going to launch that same day. And I believe, is it right that you can now pick up the Banjo and Kazooie amiibo as well? Is that correct?
It went up for pre-order.
Pre-order, okay. So yeah, Bowser's Fury, new Switch special edition, the amiibo and everything. What do you guys think about this real quick? Barry, what do you think?
I had no idea what to expect with Bowser's Fury. That trailer was awesome. It looks like an open world Mario, but then Bowser attacks out of nowhere, so it's almost like the Blood Moon, probably randomness of like Breath of the Wild, except now you have to deal with a ginormous Bowser attacking you. And my only fear is if it's like this open world, it looks like there was those items to collect. Like maybe let's say there's like 50 of them somewhere and you just got to find them. And periodically Bowser shows up and you have to run back to that bell to become Super Saiyan Mario. My only fear is that's going to get old. Like at first it's going to be, oh my God, this is cool. But like you're going to be like so close to getting one of those, it's really difficult. And suddenly Bowser shows up. And you can't get it because Bowser's attacking you. So you have to lose all your progress and run back over to the bell and turn into a cat and do that fight. And that fight could be really cool and a lot of fun. But if you have to do it like 20, 30, 40 times in a playthrough just to run around and have fun with the mode, it's going to get old. It's going to be, I got to do this again. And that's my fear. And if that's the case, I hope you can turn that off just to explore. Because that was one of my issues with like Starlink, where I was having a lot of fun, and then nope, they sent back to this planet. I got to go back there and take out those enemies the same way. When a game becomes tedious, it loses its fun, and I don't like to think of the word tedious with Mario. So I'm really hoping I'm wrong, and I think the trailer was great, and I have high hopes, and I do plan to enjoy this and at least play it. Whether I 100% this mode or not really depends on how annoying this Bowser battle is, or how frequent that happens.
Right. Yeah, Greg, what do you think about all this news?
I was definitely very impressed. Like me and my daughter watched the trailer together, and she even wanted to like watch it like more times after that. So it looked really fun to me. It kind of reminded me a lot of Super Mario Odyssey. So you're kind of just going around collecting those little cat tokens that could be all over the place. I didn't really get that kind of vibe that Barry did with Bowser repeatedly like attacking. I think that might have just been more the ending sequence to trigger the final fight. I don't know. It could be something like that, I guess, after having heard his ideas on it. It could be that awesome battle that everyone loves from Skyward Sword. We just have to keep doing the same boss over and over again and going to the same spot. So I really hope that's not the case. But to me, it kind of seemed like maybe that was just more of the showdown with Bowser after you collect all those, or the minimum amount of cat tokens that you need. So,
yeah, Yeah.
That's hoping what it is, and it looks fun. And as I said in my other games I played, we're pretty much going to be trying to pre-order this as soon as possible.
Cool. You gonna pick up the extra another Switch as well?
Probably not. No, don't need another third Switch or carrying case or anything like that.
Nice. It is tempting for sure. It's a cool looking Switch for sure. I agree. I think this game's great, and I'm excited to get back into it again. I was on the fence, but I think this trailer did. I mean, while we know still next to nothing about this, it still was enough to get me more excited than I was before, for sure. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to finding out more about it. Hopefully soon. I mean, nothing else. We're gonna be playing it in just a few weeks. So that's Bowser's Fury. It looks like you guys are pretty excited about it, and you guys are talking about it in the chat as well. So it looked pretty awesome. Really excited about the trailer as well. Then we won another news story that's happened here recently. It looks like Nintendo has in the eShop. We knew that before they were having some different things around what kind of deals that you can place and things like that. But now you apparently cannot price a game under $1.99. So that's kind of a recent thing. I don't know if this has been officially confirmed, but I think it's all but confirmed. Nintendo's not necessarily put out a official statement, but it seems like developers are pretty much saying yes, this is true. This is what the case is now. Barry, what do you think of this change, and will it affect the eShop and developers, especially indie developers, moving forward?
I'm not a fan of this at all. Like, I had a lot of fun finding a lot of great games and terrible games for under $1 over the past year. And some of these developers would be like, oh, if you buy one of our games, you get like 7 of them for free, and like things like that. It helps smaller developers. It helped people get to see them. And not all the games were great, but sometimes it's about that exposure. It's like, here's my first game. It's out here. The sales have stopped, maybe 1 or 2 a day. It's trickling. So how can I get more interest? I know, let's make it free, or let's make it really, really cheap. And therefore, when people see this game, maybe they'll see my next game. And, it's very anti-consumer, and it's anti-independent developer. Because the games that were going under $2 were not, games from Capcom or EA or Activision. They were independent games that they were just trying to get some more attention, and I think this hurts. I don't see a reason for it. I feel like this is fixing a quote unquote problem that doesn't exist. I don't think it hurt anybody to have that, because Nintendo wasn't the one saying, oh, we're doing it. The developers chose to, or the publishers chose to put that deal on. So I don't see this as a good move. I hope this is fixed. I hope this is redacted. I hope that games can go cheaper again, because who wants more, expensive games? I mean, Come on, like, what the hell?
Yeah, Greg, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm definitely with Barry on this. I think this is a very poor move and very anti-consumer, because it should be up to the dev what they want to charge for it. If they only want to charge 99 cents, they should be allowed to do so. I mean, some people might not even want to buy it if it has to be for $2 and they feel like it was only like a $1 game. I mean,
yeah,
I don't know. It obviously, in that kind of sense, it's pennies and like quarters, but I mean, it is what it is. I mean, you should be able to charge what you want. You shouldn't have to do that. And then I know everything going down with like Fortnite and Apple and these eShop rules. So I don't know if this rule is more made to benefit Nintendo, to say like, hey, now it's $2. Now we still get whatever 40 cents or something of that, or 50 cents or 50%. I have no idea what that is, but it almost sounds like it's a way for them to make more money by forcing them to have a minimum price point.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this, I felt ripped off with Ski Sniper at like the 20 cents that I bought it for. If I had to pay $2 for that, then I would have raged and demanded my money back.
Yeah. Yeah, there are definitely some games that I'm like, really, $1.99? No, it's not going to sell at all. It might sell if you can, have it for 20 cents, but $1.99, you're actually taking sales away from some people because their game is just not that good. Um, but let's keep moving on because we found out earlier this month that Nintendo's done a little purchasing of their own. Not for $1.99 for sure, but they went and bought a game developer, and they bought Next Level Games. So Next Level is, of course, popular for making games like Mario Strikers, the Luigi's Mansion series, among others. And Nintendo has officially purchased them. The deal won't go through until around March 1st, I believe. But they've definitely they've purchased them. Their resume, as Dave has listed here, if you're wondering, okay, Mario Strikers and Luigi's Mansion, what else? They've also done the Punch-Out reboot on Wii. They did Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, Metroid Prime Federation Force, and, of course, Luigi's Mansion 3. And I believe they have some other ones as well. But yeah, pretty big purchase for Nintendo. Greg, what do you think of this purchase? Is this a good move? And yeah, what's your thoughts around it?
I actually do think it was a pretty good move because I did really enjoy Luigi's Mansion. I mean, you heard I was still playing Luigi's Mansion 3 over the holiday break, so I would be more excited for them to already be working on Luigi's Mansion 4 or be focused on reviving Strikers as much as that, or even picking up and getting their hands dirty with other stuff. I mean, I know Metroid Prime Federation Force got a lot of bad rap, and I myself haven't even played it. But if they're willing to try to take that on, maybe they could be behind like a 2D Metroid game or something else like that along those lines. So I'm all for it, and especially with Microsoft having this Bethesda now, it kind of helps that Nintendo as a developer that was mostly Nintendo focused over the last few console cycles.
Nice. Dave says that the owners and shareholders wanted to sell their shares and just Nintendo bought them out fully. Barry, you think this is good for Nintendo?
I think it's great for Nintendo. I wish Nintendo would do this more. I mean, obviously, whenever there's an acquisition, it's not just I want you, I'm buying you, end of discussion. Like there's a lot of red tape. There's a lot of deal with the shareholders, and of course the studio has to want to sell. I mean, it was that article that came out that Microsoft wanted to buy Nintendo and Nintendo laughed them out of the room. So obviously the studio needs to want to be purchased as well. I think it just makes sense for a studio that already pretty much works exclusively with you to, if you purchase it now, you could share more insider ideas. It's not like, oh, you're already doing stuff, but I can't show you what we're working on. I can't give you these ideas because now you could take it and put it to another company, another console. But now that you are actually owned by us, now we can communicate more freely. And I think that only betters game development as a whole. And I think Nintendo is one of those that, from everything I've heard, is relatively patient. And, a lot of studios like to be, with Nintendo. So I think it's great. I'm happy they did it. I know the sour note is this time last year we were, just maybe a little bit after we were talking more about Alpha Dream, and everyone's like, well, buy Alpha Dream. Why are you letting Alpha Dream die? Obviously, in a case like that, Nintendo still owns the Mario and Luigi franchise. And a case like this, every game that Next Level has put out for Nintendo has been a Nintendo IP. So it's, people are like, oh, now maybe we'll get another Strikers. There was nothing stopping us from getting another Strikers. It wasn't Next Level Games not being owned by Nintendo at the time. Nintendo owns that IP. They can do whatever they want with it. Now, hopefully, they will, put even more of an effort in. But who knows? Maybe they'll be a little less lax. Like, oh, now we're bought. Now we can just kind of, relax a little bit. We've got noticed. We got made.
Right.
So I guess we'll see.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah, I think this is exciting, and yeah, I'm interested to see where it takes, where it goes from here for sure. I just realized that the next thing on our rundown was the Indie World showcase. Did we talk about this at our last podcast? I actually, I'm like having flashbacks that I think we might have.
We did.
Because I think it actually dropped the same day as our
it dropped Tuesday.
as our Game of the Year stuff. But I'll just hit it again. Back on December 15th, there was a Indie World Showcase. Among Us, Spelunky 1 and 2, and several other games were shown off. But going back just a little further, we found out at the Game Awards that a little character named Sephiroth was coming to Super Smash Brothers, and it actually happened on December 22nd. So Sephiroth actually came to, and there was an opportunity to play earlier with the challenge and everything like that. So yeah, that's officially out there. You guys mentioned already playing a little bit of Smash with the character already. Barry, what do you think of the character?
I mean, he plays okay. I did his classic mode. I like that his classic is like a boss rush kind of deal, and I did the challenge and all that. I mean, he plays fine. I'm sure the Sephiroth fanboys are over the moon, but I am still upset. I understand why they did it. I'm still upset about it, just from a series representation standpoint.
Gotcha. Yep. Greg, did you get a chance to play as Sephiroth yet?
Well, I haven't purchased the DLC.
Oh,
but I did
right.
have plenty of matches. I did have plenty of matches against him in online play, and let me tell you that my daughter really hates fighting against him. She's like, "Daddy, buy that character. He's too powerful." Like trying to explain to her, it's not about the character. It's about like people using them are just better than us skill-wise. So, I mean, we did beat a couple bad ones that we did beat, but most parties have been kicking their butts. So
Gotcha.
It seems like he's pretty good and fun to use. Just doesn't seem like he's quite balanced the right way, because there's a number of attacks I try to hit him with, and then like he just like shrugs them off, and then he can still like hit me with his, and then it's like really swinging for the fences, and I'm getting knocked like way back. So
yeah, I feel like almost every time they introduce a new character, it's unbalanced, like one way or the other. Usually OP for a little bit, and then they kind of back it off. And when I saw Sephiroth, I was like, this is probably going to be another case of that happening again. Have not got a chance to play as him, as I mentioned earlier. Kind of forgot it was happening because I got caught up in other games. But yeah, excited to go play as him. But similar to Barry, wish we could have got some representation from other IP. But yeah, we'll see.
I was just talking within the Final Fantasy IP, not even another IP.
That's true as well. Yeah, that's all coming from 7. All right, let's move on. We got more news on Super Nintendo World, even though we can't actually go there. We got name right now. This is awful.
Miyamoto?
Yeah, Miyamoto. I have the next story on my mind, and his name was still in my head. So Miyamoto kind of took us through Super Nintendo World. Pretty awesome thing. And if you have missed out on that, you can definitely check out the whole video, which I highly recommend you check it out. But you can also check out their website, which is super-nintendo-world.usj.co.jp. Just search Super Nintendo World, and you'll actually be able to go to their website, and you can just kind of do a virtual walkthrough right there on the site, which is pretty awesome. I think one of my favorite things was just seeing Miyamoto be able to actually like go through this world that he, thought of years ago when he created Super Mario, and then 35 years later to be able to walk through it in real life and see all of his creation just come to life. That's got to be incredible for him. So yeah, what do you guys think of what we saw of Super Nintendo World? And instead of waiting for it to come to America, are you ready to book your tickets to Japan yet? What do you think, Greg?
really wish I could go to Japan, but that's definitely not likely in our future. So I'll have to patiently wait to go to Orlando, our main hotspot for Disney, there to Universal. But everything they showed was awesome. I'm really excited for the wristband stuff and how they'll be like pseudo amiibos and everything. My daughter's like, "Oh, I want the Daisy one," so she's like already got it like picked out, like where to go.
Nice.
So I don't know. I was really impressed. I mean, I thought that Mario Kart ride looked really fun. And would love to try it out. But obviously, because of COVID, and money constraints, can't really exactly just get up and go. So
Yeah.
just eagerly watching through all the lucky people's eyes. I get to go first.
Right. Barry, what do you think about Super Nintendo World? Now we've seen a lot more of it.
It looks awesome. My biggest concern are the like the pipes where it looks very congested, and I'm worried, especially with COVID, how that's going to work. But while I won't be going to Japan anytime soon, I'm jealous of everybody that does get to go, and looking forward to seeing what they do elsewhere.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's so cool. Two other quick notes is that Ask Awada, which is what I was actually thinking of earlier. They had the book in Japanese that was out, I think, a couple of years ago, kind of in honor of him. Kind of includes all the different interviews that he did and things like that. They collected it all together, but there's going to be an English version of that, and it's going to be launching on April 13th, and people are speculating that it will retail for somewhere around $20, maybe a little bit more than that. So that's kind of a cool piece of Nintendo history that we're going to be able to get soon, and also just kind of honor Iwata as well. And also rumors again that apparently there's a Nintendo Direct coming out soon. I don't really know. I don't really know if there's much we can really say about that. We've been talking about Nintendo Direct rumors for like over a year. But yeah, do you guys have any thoughts around the Ask Iwata book or the Nintendo Direct rumors? Barry, anything?
I mean, as for the Ask Iwata book, I think that's cool. I'd like to see him being preserved. And Nintendo Direct, I think all those rumors stem to Nintendo announcing something, which turned out to be the trailer this morning that came out this morning. I do think we're due a Nintendo Direct for sure, but I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah, I think the same too. Greg, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't know if we've had a podcast where we haven't mentioned the words Nintendo Direct and rumor in the same without being in the same sentence. So, like, I mean, rumor has it this podcast predicts it, but I mean, we haven't had a real Direct since.
We even went to every week, just in case, But no, maybe we went the wrong way. Maybe we should back off, and maybe they actually do Directs again.
But yeah, I mean, the Ask Iwata book is pretty cool. I'm thinking about trying to order a copy. I don't know for sure yet, but I would kind of like to have it. Just have another piece of gaming thing around here.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Well, that's the news. There was a lot of news, surprisingly, over the holiday season. Sometimes it's really sometimes a dead zone, but there was actually some cool news that came out over the last several weeks. But let's move into some predictions. As we look forward to 2021, it's also important that we look back at 2020. And lots of things happened that we did not predict at all. None of us. You go back to, I forget what episode it was, but our 2020 predictions, none of us said, hey, there's going to be a pandemic this year. That's what we predict. I guarantee you, none of us said that. But we did have some predictions. So we thought it'd be fun, before we jump into our 2021 predictions, to just kind of look back at 2020 and see how badly we really did. At least that's from my perspective. Maybe you guys did better than I did, but I did very, very poorly. So Barry, how about you go through, how did you do in your 2020 predictions?
I can't find the document, but I remember a couple of them, and I did terrible. I I am Nostradamus. I am not. Terrible. The first one, and I know didn't happen, is we were going to find out what Retro's really been working on these past few years. It's been one that I've done every single year, and we still have no clue other than Metroid Prime 4. But what have they been doing other than that? We still have no idea. So
yeah, for sure. Cool. Yeah, Greg, how did you do based on what you predicted for 2020?
Well, I gave myself 1.25 points because I got one prediction right on the generic level, and then I gave myself a very small credit because it kind of relates to it. So my first prediction was saying we'd get 4 to 5 characters in Smash Ultimate, and we got 4. So that's where I got full credit there. I even had named one of them, which was Byleth. So that one was the first one to come out in 2020. And then obviously we had Min, Minecraft Steve, and Sephiroth. So obviously I didn't say any of those 3 because we had no details or anything on that. So my original guesses was Geno, Crash, Monster Hunter. Obviously none of that stuff turned out to be true, at least up to this point. So yeah, I gave myself a point at the generic level because I said 4 to 5 characters, and then I was just trying to be more Nostradamus after that. So I gave myself credit for that one.
Nice.
Number two, I said a new Mario sports game. Obviously, we did not get that at all. Number 3, I said a Fire Emblem remaster. I gave myself a quarter of the point because we got that localization for Fire Emblem 1. I know it wasn't not technically a remaster, but I figured since it's kind of like a re-release of an older game, which is kind of similar to a remaster, bringing it to today. So I was like, what the heck? It's not quite a half point, so I was like maybe a quarter point. Maybe probably even less than that because it doesn't even really fit remaster. I don't know. I was just trying to feel better about myself. Number 4 said the new Zelda game, Oracle Games in HD. Definitely didn't get a Zelda game, so can't even try to claim anything there. And the last one, I said Mario Kart 9. I know we have Mario Kart home circuit, but that's not quite what I was looking for, and I didn't even want to try to touch partial points on that because Mario Kart 9 is more of a true sequel and play online and very similar to the past Mario Kart 7 and 8 and 6, 5, whatever. So
Nice.
That's why I said 1.25 points, maybe 1 if you just want to round it down. But yeah, I listened to the podcast for my predictions. I couldn't find my document, so that's why I got precise info for you guys today.
Nice.
That's my homework.
Let's see. I also did not do that well. I've already told you guys that. One that I for sure got correct was that I said there will be no Switch Pro at all. I said that we were waiting for the new system until 2021. So I guess it's still yet to be determined about that part, but at least 2021. So I think that was one of my safe bets. That was a safe prediction, and at least I got that right. I also said that there's going to be at least one big Microsoft property coming to Switch that we didn't have already. We didn't get the big one. We got some small ones, like Ori. I'm really excited about that, but I wouldn't classify it as the big one. I think I remember saying it was something like Halo. That did not happen. Kind of in line, though, I said that we get one new Smash character would be Master Chief. But we got Minecraft Steve. So, hey, at least it's a Microsoft property. So it was kind of in the same idea, but it wasn't quite Halo character. But oh well. Also said that Breath of the Wild 2 would release last year. And we've been enjoying that game for several months now. Yeah, we still don't know anything about that. And I did say that the Switch UI would finally get an update to include themes and folders, and that is not the case at all. So I think I got a solid point. Maybe I'll throw in a 1/10 of a point for the Smash character because it was in that direction, but it wasn't quite the character that I definitely did jump on. But but I'll also round down and got one. So not too good this year, guys. Not too good. But it's a new year. So let's talk about 2021 predictions. So if you guys are new to the podcast, this is how we do predictions, very similar to our game of the year. We just kind of go around the circle, share one prediction each. We have 5 predictions that we're going to be sharing about 2021. We're just here to have fun around this. We have no idea. Of course, you just heard how we did about 2020. We have no idea what's going to happen this year. Some of these are going to be largely speculatory. Some of them are going to be safe bets. Maybe some of them are just things that we really want really bad, and we have made them a prediction because we want them that bad. It's kind of a fun discussion. So be sure to share some of your predictions in the chat or down in the comments later as well. But Greg, let's go to you first. So I'll go Greg, Barry, me, and we'll kind of go in that order as we go through our 5 predictions. So Greg, start us off.
All right. Well, I guess following up on your 2021, my first one was actually regarding the Switch Pro. So I'm feeling that all these rumors and stuff we've been talking about since July, that it's going to point to something. I don't know when, but I feel like there might be some sort of even a teaser thing that is shown before the end of the year. Because to me, it's more sounding like it's going to actually be a successor than a newer model. But I guess we'll wait and see about that. So I was just thinking at least a successor, some type of announcement. Probably not release, but just something along those lines.
Nice. Yeah.
Right.
I'll hold off my thoughts until I come around.
Yeah. And my first one was also the Switch Pro, which I think I talked about last year as well. My prediction is that we'll get it this year. It's going to be an iteration. It's going to be 4K or at least upscaled. It's going to be fully backwards compatible. But I'm going to go bolder, and I'm going to say that the launch date for the Switch Pro is going to be March 26th. And it's going to launch alongside Monster Hunter Rise, Balan Wonderworld, and possibly a Nintendo title that hasn't been announced yet, or one that we just don't know the date.
So they're going to redeem March, huh?
They're going to redeem March. Hey, March is when the Switch originally launched. March is when the new 3DS XL launched. So it's not uncommon for them to launch something in March.
Okay.
And crossing new horizons.
Yeah. I am also going to say that the Switch Pro is going to come out this year. It was my first prediction as well, number 1 on the list. And I agree with you guys. I think it's going to be the enhanced version. It's not going to be a brand new system necessarily. It's going to be backwards compatible, enhanced versions of games, things like that. I would go as far to say that I think it's probably the majority. I would maybe not. I think the console itself will be enhanced, but I think there will also be an enhanced dock. I think that's the direction that makes a lot of sense for beef up the console itself in handheld mode, but let the dock do the rest when you go into the TV to bump it up to 4K, and hopefully maybe even 120 frames per second or something like that would be awesome.
Cool. That's really wishful thinking. 120 frames a second too. Wow.
Like I said, these are not only predictions. This is my wishes, mostly for Rocket League, but I would say I like your prediction, Barry. I didn't write this down, but since you threw a date in there, I'll go different, and I'm going to say holiday. I think they're going to hold out for holiday. I think March makes a lot of sense if we weren't going through all the pandemic and stuff like that. I think that's put a halt on their ability to get through this faster. Maybe their original date was March, but I'm going to say they're now shooting for holiday, just because it's a little slower right now. So.
Yeah, that's when I was guessing the teaser or at least announcement would be around leading up to the holidays, September, October, and then if it did release holiday, it definitely does make sense to me if I were to narrow it down.
Cool. Greg, how about you, number 2?
Well, seeing as Jason was already starting to mention in the chat, I'll move up my number 5 up to my number 2. I was going to actually say that Pikmin 4 is probably actually going to exist at some point this year. I feel like they usually like to do like these like collections or at least like updates of previous games, and which would Pikmin 3 Deluxe. And I've heard and seen that's really selling very well in Japan. So I'm really thinking that I think this year we'll finally see and probably play Pikmin 4. And I couldn't be more excited because I actually really enjoyed my time with the demo for 3 Deluxe and still looking to get my copy of the game.
Nice. All right. Cool.
All right, I think Nintendo is going to come out of nowhere and just put out a little video, and we're going to click it, and it's going to be a celebratory video for Metroid's 35th anniversary. And they are going to try to pass off Metroid Prime Trilogy as the big thing for the 35th anniversary. It's going to be a straight port of the Wii version, bare bones. They're going to ignore all other titles, and maybe they'll throw in an update on Metroid Prime 4, but it's still not coming out this year. And they're going to pass it off as, look, we love Metroid.
All right. So Metroid Prime Trilogy's coming, but that's it, basically. Like that's the big celebration.
I hope I'm wrong. I want to be wrong. see, when doing this, I'm often wrong. So that's why I want these to all be wrong.
Reverse psychology on the predictions this year.
Exactly.
If it
so
works
doesn't
like
work
that.
for the retro thing, though.
All right. Let's see. All right. I was going to see if I can have some that ties in with what you guys said, but I don't really. So I'm just going to go straight down the list. I do not think that Breath of the Wild 2 will come out until next year for sure. I'm actually going to jump ahead and say holiday 2022. That's what I'm going for. It's far down the year, almost at this point 2 years away from us playing Breath of the Wild 2. I think it's not even a chance at all. Maybe we'll get another teaser, but it's going to say holiday 2022. That's what I think. I don't like it.
That one stings.
I don't like it.
I hope you're wrong,
but I also hope I'm wrong. But I don't know. Yeah. All right, Greg. On to number 3.
All right, for number 3, I guess I should continue the Zelda thing. This also kind of ties in a little bit to Barry. It's also Link and Zelda's 35th anniversary next year. So I feel like they should have the fancy red carpet for Zelda games in the past, especially for North America, just because how much we love this with an or statement. So please don't think we're getting everything that I'm hoping for. My first option was going to be a 2-pack that has the Wind Waker and Twilight Princess HD, and then I'm thinking there could be a collection of Zelda games, and that would be the Oracle games and Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. And then as their Bowser's Fury version, to have an HD Skyward Sword released. It's also the 10th year anniversary for that game as well. And then to cap off Zelda's thing, Breath of the Wild 2 for holiday next year.
Okay.
So I'm going big and bold with Zelda.
You're going big and bold, and I'm going to kind of echo you. I also talked about the Zelda 35th anniversary. I think Nintendo's going to come out with their, big chest, look at us. We love Zelda, and you love Zelda, and it's the 35th anniversary, so here's what we're going to give you. We're going to give you Wind Waker HD Wii U port, $59.99. We're going to give you Twilight Princess HD Wii U port, $59.99. We're going to give you Skyward Sword, bare bones, maybe upscaled a little bit from the Wii, $59.99, all released separately. We're not going to do anything else, and we're going to throw a teaser for Breath of the Wild 2, and it's coming next year, as in 2022. And that's it. And happy 35th, Zelda, and maybe a Zelda 30, either a Zelda 35, or they're going to do like they did with Fire Emblem. They're going to do this nice collection for the NES Zelda with the download code, because that's all we want is download codes.
For a limited time.
For a limited time only. Only sold in Nintendo New York.
Yes.
During a pandemic.
It's been printed on a black cartridge instead of the gold cartridge. That doesn't work in your NES.
Well, I think you went from not very likely to probably likely. May also call that one a safe one. No. Let's see. Let's see. We're going to go in a different direction here. I think Nintendo's going to... I think we've only seen the beginning of what they did when they bought Next Level Games. And I think they're going on a little bit of a buying spree. I think they're going to pick up at least one more second or third party studio this year. I don't know who it's going to be. But I have some thoughts. And completely honest with you, it just, maybe those names in your head, just similar to Miyamoto earlier, it just like floated away. It's back. I think possibly if I'm gonna step out and I'm gonna be bold, I think they may, even though it doesn't quite make sense, they may go after Platinum. So I think that if they got Next Level, I think Platinum may be the next one that's it's on their list, but at least one more studio. And if I were to be as bold, I think Platinum is the next on the list. All right, Greg, time for number 4.
Right. So since we did kind of reference Fire Emblem, I kind of need to throw in my obligatory Fire Emblem prediction. This time I'm keeping it more generic so I don't get partial credit. I'm going for a new Echoes game, like in that series, how they're kind of remastering older titles. I have a feeling it could be either Binding Blade that was released on the Game Boy Advance, or even... and I'm also adding that or statement to have like an English translation of an existing game. And I was thinking more along lines of Genealogy of the Holy War, because that was like Fire Emblem 4, and that was one obviously America did not get as well. So like we have the first one localized, the second one Gaiden was remade as Shadows of Valencia, and then now we are on to Genealogy of the Holy War. And I was thinking that Echoes make sense for Binding Blade because that was kind of like America's first Fire Emblem game. So,
okay.
So I'm going to echo you, Steve. I actually wrote down after Next Level Games that they were going to open up their wallet and buy at least 2 more studios. I went above them there. Platinum was my number 1 pick. Grasshopper Studios was my number 2. Obviously making No More Heroes. They've been really close with Suda 51. So I think those are 2 highly likely. Now, if I wanted to do a third, bolder, like dream, like make it happen, Sega, Nintendo, because there was rumors that Sega was thinking about, putting themselves up for sale, and I think it would be so poetic if Nintendo bought Sega, because not only would that make that rivalry all under the same house, on the same roof, but that also means they buy Atlas, and I think that is a huge get to get Sega and Atlas in there. That would be ginormous. Like that would be amazing. So that's my pipe dream one. I don't expect it, but I would love it. But that's my prediction.
Nice. Yeah, I think that'd be cool. Like it'd be really weird if Nintendo bought Sega, but it'd be cool. But so weird. Like, I know. My entire childhood would just be like, I don't know what to do with this.
Obviously, it would be a complete possibility, given like what we said very early on in the podcast. But what if Nintendo bought Microsoft?
I know, right? To like flip it on.
That's impossible. See, the difference is Microsoft is worth a lot more than Nintendo even has.
It's Microsoft games.
Sega is different.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't think the amount of money exists to buy Microsoft. But I would just find it funny if like Nintendo were to buy Microsoft. Like, you tried to buy us, we're buying you. Take that.
But again, they would have to want to, and there's no reason they would want to.
Yeah.
And plus, they already have a working relationship.
All right. I am. Here's my game prediction. I only made really one actual game prediction. I guess I made Breath of the Wild, but it wouldn't come out. But here's a game that I think is going to come out I'm holding out. This is a hope as well. I think we're going to see a new Star Fox game this year on Switch, and it's a good one this time. They've learned their lesson. They realized that the fans hated what they did with Zero, and they're actually going to come out with a good quality Star Fox game this year, and dare I say it, it's also going to incorporate a good online mode for dogfights and stuff like that. I think they're gonna see what Starlink did, and they're gonna say, you know what, we can do it better with an actual Star Fox game, and we're gonna actually put it out. They've probably been working on it for a couple years already, and we're actually gonna see that this year. So I don't want. It's probably gonna happen. It's just gonna be a Zero port, but I don't want it at all. Like, I want them to come up with a new story, like something like that. Like, because it's just
the Zero port would be hard though.
Right.
Like they'd have
to redo the game. Yeah. But I could see them doing that. And essentially, if they did, it'd just be the same thing. It's the same story they've been telling over and over and over again. I want to head in a different direction, make an actual sequel, an actual prequel, whatever it is. But let's make it a new Zelda game.
You mean Star Fox, not Zelda?
I mean, sorry. I'm looking at all our shirts. They threw me off.
Sure.
I keep looking at things. Yeah.
Star Fox showed up in Legend of Zelda. That's quite
Maybe that's the big prediction. It's a crossover between Zelda and Star Fox.
Oh god, it's called Smash Brothers.
There you go. Done. All right, Greg, wrap us up with your number 5.
I think something that we haven't really mentioned on this podcast, I actually had heard elsewhere. I forgot exactly where, otherwise I'd give him proper credit. It's actually Donkey Kong's 40th anniversary next year, so I'm thinking that there's probably going to be a sequel to Tropical Freeze. Because the Donkey Kong games had like a trilogy, Donkey Kong Country 1, 2, and 3, and then we had Returns and Tropical Freeze, and I think it's time to wrap up the third game in the series. I did have a little side note that I guess they might be going out on the cheap side, and we'll go, here's a Mario vs. Donkey Kong game. So I do have that listed on my prediction. I at least would like to have that referenced in the podcast, that even if they didn't go full on actual Donkey Kong game, that I would take a minigame collection thing for a small bundle game like the Mario vs. DK.
Okay.
Small series.
Nice.
All right. For my last prediction, since I am not doing the retro thing this year, I'm done. I'm not. No point in predicting it. It's never.
It doesn't go along with Greg's prediction right there. Is the next Donkey Kong? No.
No. I mean, it could be. That very well could be, but I'm not doing it this year because every time I do it, they don't say anything. So I'm not doing it this time because maybe they'll say something. Instead, I'm going to another studio that Nintendo does own, and that's Monolithsoft. I think this year we're going to see the next big thing that they're working on. Hopefully it's Xenoblade 3. And to tide us over until that comes, we're going to get a Xenoblade X port from the Wii U, an enhanced port. Not the Xenoblade 1 treatment where they remade the whole game, but like an enhanced port with, maybe some little things they wanted to add in. And maybe some ties. Maybe we'll get like a future connected kind of add-on. Maybe tie it more together with the other games, but that's my prediction.
Nice.
Plus Rain Fury, right? Plus.
There we go. All right, cool. For my number 5, I'm gonna go kind of a 2 and 1. I think that we are not going to see N64 games come to the Nintendo Online service, but we will see Game Boy Advance games. I think they're going to omit N64. If any of those games come at all, it's going to be just a regular eShop game, like a port of it you can download or something like that. I don't think they're coming to the eShop or the on-demand kind of service that they have there. But I do think we're going to see the GBA games show up in one of those pretty soon, maybe around March, maybe to be their kind of E3 kind of thing, similar to last year when the SNES dropped. Was that last year or the year before? I think it may have been the year before.
2 years ago.
Yeah. So I think it was actually one of my predictions that year. So maybe by prediction again, I'm gonna get this correct and say, yeah, we've not seen really any new systems, in 2 years. Let's see the GBA games. I'd love if other systems came on there too, but I think it's safe to say that the GBA games are the next one that's going to be coming to Nintendo Switch Online. So yeah, that's our predictions. Who knows what's going to happen this year? If 2020 has taught us anything, it's that we have no idea what is going to be happening whatsoever. But as we kind of wrap up our discussion about looking forward to 2021, I'd love to just kind of get some thoughts around what games that we know are coming out this year that you're excited about. So we don't really know a whole lot. There are a lot of games that we've speculated and we predicted that would come out this year. But of the games that we do know that are coming out this year, which ones are you guys the most excited about getting your hands on? Greg, any games that you're excited about?
Yeah, there's at least two, but then I have like a caveat for like a asterisk next to the other two because I don't know if it's going to be this year, but they're also more like indie style games that those two are. So the first two that we definitely know is definitely Bravely Default 2. Definitely excited to continue that after playing the first two games on 3DS. And then obviously I probably haven't said this enough yet, but Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. Definitely excited to play that one as well. So my two indie games that I don't know if are coming out this year or not, that don't have a release date listed, was the Hollow Knight Silk Song. I really enjoyed the Hollow Knight game on Switch, so that was really fun there. And also Axiom Verge 2, which was announced at some point. And I remember really enjoying the first one there and would also definitely look forward to the sequel for that one. So I don't know if those last two are coming out this year. I think it's possible, but we never really get updates on these things, so that's why I listed it as a potential, but I don't know for sure without more information.
Yeah, cool. Barry, how about you?
All right. So for me, I've got a list of ones that we do know, and then like Greg, a few that we don't have an actual date. And as I alluded to earlier, February is going to be a busy month for me. That's why I'm trying to do my Devil May Cry marathon in January, because February just does not let up. It starts on the 2nd, literally 2 days into the month, Groundhog's Day. Ys 9 comes out. I'm so looking forward to that. I love the Ys series, and really looking forward to seeing how this one plays and how it goes. Then, as Greg alluded to, on February 12th was Mario 3D World with Bowser's Fury. I'm not sure if I'll do Mario 3D World again, but I will definitely be checking out the Bowser's Fury mode. Then give a little bit of time until February 23rd when Persona 5 Strikers comes out. Persona 5 Royal was one of my Game of the Years last year, and I'm absolutely looking forward to seeing how the follow-up is. And I don't get much time to do that because on February 26th is Bravely Default 2. Love the Bravely series, have always loved it since it came out, and really excited for this one. So that's just February, like insane. March, thankfully, only have right now one, which is on March 26th, which is Balan Wonderworld. Just that game has just, ever since it was shown off, it just hooked me. I really want to give this a try. I really want to see what it's about, and I'm hoping it's good. I love the creative team behind it. And then I have a few titles that we have that little asterisk. We don't actually have a release date, and they could not come out this year. Of course, Breath of the Wild 2, provided that comes out. Bayonetta 3, again, provided. And then Tales of Arise. Love the Tales of series. Fantastic series of JRPGs. And it's been a while since Arise was announced, so we're all hoping for 2021. And speaking of fantastic JRPGs, Final Fantasy 16. Hopefully that gets a release in 2021. But I'm always interested to see what they do with that, and I hope it's better than 15. That's all I have to say.
Nice. I was looking at the list of games earlier, and one of the things that I realized, and you guys definitely confirmed it, is that we know several RPGs that are coming out this year, but that's about all we really know. And so, as I was looking through the list, I was like, these are great games, but it's just games that I don't play anymore because there's just a lack of time. But they're all fantastic games. So I have one and kind of a quarter of a game that I actually wrote down was Bowser's Fury, which is funny because I do remember, I think, talking about on a previous podcast when we found out about this game, and I was like, I don't really know. I played that game before. I'm not really sure. But that trailer really convinced me that I was like, no, this is a great game, and I'm excited to get back into it, and especially figure out what this new mode is all about. And then the other kind of a quarter of a game is really an addition that I kind of forgot about until recently, that all those Mario items are being added to Animal Crossing very soon. Is that also March? So March is not all bad.
March, yeah.
So some games are dying in March, but some things are good in March. So like Mario items come to Animal Crossing. So that might be one of those things that kind of get me back into it and playing more than just a little bit every week. Maybe I'll actually get into to playing that on a regular basis to make sure I get all the Mario items and stuff like that. So. But just like you guys, like there's other games that if Breath of the Wild 2 comes out this year, which I don't think it's going to, that's definitely something I'm excited about for sure. And same with some of those other games as well, like Metroid Prime 4 and stuff like that. Roth just joined us. He's pointing out our Zelda shirts on. We totally coordinated that. No, not at all. Looking through the chat as well, looks like kind of going back to some of the predictions. Jakester has a feeling that Metroid Prime 4 is also 2022. 2022. Jakester also said that he agrees that Nintendo is going to be buying either Platinum or Mercury Steam. And then Roberto talked about how Nintendo acquiring Platinum would be amazing. And then also Jakester talked about the giant leap of buying Sega. But yes, we know it's a giant leap, but it would be crazy and kind of cool a little bit. Jakester also pointed out that what's going to happen is the new Star Fox game is probably going to be Adventures 2. That's probably what's going to happen. And that's how it's going to cross over with Zelda. Done. It's already written for you, Nintendo. Just fill in the gaps. Let's see. Do we have any other predictions there? I think that's about it for you guys' predictions. But yeah, we'd love to keep hearing your predictions. So throw them in the comments down below. Throw them in our Discord as well. We would love to see what you guys are thinking about what's going to happen for 2021. Have some fun. Because, of course, we have no idea, but have some fun with that. Before we look into what's coming out over the next week, we just want to remind you guys, if you have not joined our Discord, please be sure to do that. We have all the link to join that in our description down here below on YouTube, but also in our show notes and on the screen right now if you're watching the video version. And then also want to just say, if you haven't yet followed us on social media, just be sure to do so at NintendoFuse. We'd love to have you guys follow us there. And if you haven't subscribed to us on YouTube, the podcast app of choice, all those different things, be sure to do that. Be sure to like this video. Be sure to hit the bell so you can be alerted every time we post a new video. All those different things. But let's jump into what's coming out over this next week for our next podcast. And we actually have several games in there. And Nintendo actually changed up their website. Now it's like top to bottom, recent release. I don't know what they're doing. They keep changing it all up. But a few games are coming out. A game that I don't know how it passed the board, Space Aliens Invaders. It is a Space Invaders clone. I don't know how they even got that to pass, but Space Alien Invaders is coming out on the 13th, so tomorrow. Also, a couple other, great looking games like Table Soccer Foosball and Galactic Trooper Armada and 16-bit soccer. But
you know what I'm seeing, Steve? I'm seeing a lot of games that should be under $1 that are now at $4.99.
Yes, very, very true. Right? 4 in a row. I mean, come on. $5.99. No one's going to pay $5.99 for that. But a little game's coming out in a couple days that people might want to pick up that is more than $1.99. I can't talk. Scott Pilgrim versus the World, the game, complete edition, coming out on January 14th for $14.99. Barry, I know you're excited about that one being digital only, right?
No, it's not digital only. Didn't you hear limited run games announced? It goes for pre-order this Friday.
Did they? Okay, I knew we were speculating it might happen. Nice.
Yep,
right,
this Friday goes up for pre-order. But that's also one I actually do have it digitally. I do have it on the Xbox, so I can play it right now if I want.
Cool. The next podcast episode will be on the 19th. So we got a few games that are coming out over this next week. Other than Scott Pilgrim, there's nothing like really, really big that I saw. Anything that you guys are really looking forward to, or will you be instead kind of going back to the backlog and kind of clearing it as much as you can before all these new games come out? Greg, what do you think?
Yeah, none of these were really sticking out to me. You heard I had quite a list, and a number of them were on like older systems like Wii U, Wii, and Gamecube. So I'm expecting that it's probably going to be more or less the same over the next few weeks. I mean, I really hope to get into still playing more Splatoon and Smash Brothers and rehashes of yesteryear's games.
Nice. Barry, how about you? What are you going to be looking forward to over the next week?
My plan is to go through the Devil May Cry, the rest of the series, 4, 5, and DMC. I don't know if I'll finish it by next week, but my goal is to finish those 3 games by the 2nd of February, and we'll see from there because I still have Final Fantasy 14 and Dragalia and other stuff to do. But that's my main goal.
Nice. Myself, I'll be looking at some old games. Want to finish up Ori. Also want to get back to Hyrule Warriors, and the same for I'm blanking on the other game. Shoot, what was the game that
Immortals.
You know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, get back to finish up Immortals at some point too. Probably won't have enough time to do all of that this week, but maybe one of those games I'll have finished by next week. Maybe 2 if we can find some extra time. But kind of glad that there's no like big games coming out over this next week to complicate all of that. So it gives me a little more time to go back and finish all those games that I have in my backlog. But like we said, next episode is going to be next week on January 19th. So back to our weekly schedule for now, after the holiday season and everything. But if you have not, again, subscribed, if you haven't also checked out our YouTube channel and see when we have, Barry, you had a pretty awesome interview recently over the holiday break.
Yes.
With someone. Tell us about that and why people should go check out that video.
So I was able to do an industry talk with Thomas Much from Much Games. And what's cool is not only does he have his own YouTube where he builds these really cool Mario Kart live tracks, like insanely detailed Mario Kart live tracks. Definitely worth checking his channel out just for that. But he also winds up doing some really cool work as his day job, where he gets to do the machinery and the innards to a lot of pieces that you see in like Disneyland and even Super Nintendo World, as well as some of the stuff that was shown off at E3 2019 from Nintendo. And some of those really cool things from the booth he did. And it's a really cool talk. He's a really, really great guy, and I do recommend it for sure.
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah. It was so cool. Like Barry sent me the interview, and I remember it was like, oh yeah, I did this thing, and we can do it over the holiday season. I'm like, okay, cool, and everything. I had no idea who this guy was, and I'm so glad that we got that interview, and it was really cool to watch, to edit, and hope you guys enjoy that. And be sure to head over to Thomas's channel as well. It's Much Games, and it's just really great guy and really talented guy. He's got some really cool stories on things that he's been able to work on, so be sure to check that out for sure. Greg, Barry, it's been awesome again to get back into the saddle and talk about games with you guys on the podcast. It's been awesome to interact with you guys in the live chat as well. Again, if you haven't done so yet, please join our Discord so we can keep chatting in between episodes. But until we talk again next week on the podcast, happy gaming, everybody.
Have a good one, guys.
Happy gaming. Happy New Year.